Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. What happened to Steffy on Die Bold and The Beautiful? Steffy Forrester on Die Bold and The Beautiful is one of the soap's most memorable characters, but some fans may not recall everything that this vixen has gone through over the years because it's been a lot. Born to B&B super couple Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes back in 1999, that would make Steffy about 19. But after being played by a series of child actors, she and her twin sister, Fee, were aged into teenagers in 2004. Keaton and Kylie Ray Tyndall played the twins before being replaced with Addison and Alex Hoover. The kids were written out for a while and Steffy returned as an adult as portrayed by Jacqueline Massins Wood in 2008. Because Mackenzie Mozzie was playing Fee, the twins were retconned to be fraternal instead of identical. Wood took a little break from the soap from 2013 to 15, but since then has been playing Steffy constantly ever since, with maternity leaves in 2019, 2021, 2022, and 2023 to give birth to her children. Young Steffy, named after her grandmother, Stephanie Forrester, was presumed dead after falling overboard during a storm in St. Thomas, but was actually kidnapped by Ridge's unstable ex, Morgan DeWitt. After the family was reunited, Taylor was killed by Sheila Carter, and Steffy, Phoebe, and their brother, Thomas Forrester, were upset when their father married Brooke. When Taylor was found alive, she returned to Los Angeles but had missed out on much of Steffy's childhood. In 2006, Ridge and Taylor divorced, and Steffy left for boarding school in England. In 2008, Steffy returned and began working at Forrester Creations. She also had a brief fling with Marcus Walton. After Phoebe died in a car accident with her boyfriend, Rick Forrester, he and Steffy mourned her together, which led to romance. However, when Steffy learned that Rick was just using her to get back at Ridge, she dumped him. Next, Steffy seduced Bill Spencer, who had bought out Forrester in the hopes of winning back her family's business, and threatening to tell his wife, Katie, about them did the trick. Ridge fired Steffy from Forrester after it appeared she exposed Brooke's sexual encounter with her daughter Hope's boyfriend Oliver, so Taylor gave her daughter her 25% shares in the company. Steffy fell for Liam Spencer, but he had started a relationship with Hope Logan, so she went to Paris for business. Returning home, she once again pursued Bill, but his plan to leave his wife for her changed when Katie had a heart attack. After Steffy slipped in her bathtub and nearly drowned, she was saved by Liam, reigniting her feelings for him. Unfortunately, he was engaged to Hope by this point. But when Hope began neglecting him, Steffy moved in and stole him away. Seeing them kissing, Hope dumped Liam, who immediately proposed to Steffy. Despite Hope's best efforts, Steffy and Liam married in Aspen, but he eventually changed his mind and chose Hope after learning Bill had manipulated him into marrying Steffy. After they finally signed the divorce papers, Liam moved on with Hope, and they were married in Italy. Unfortunately, the union was invalid, and before they could officially tie the knot in the United States, Liam spent a wild night on the town with Steffy. A jealous Hope dumped him, and Liam returned to Steffy, who soon became pregnant. Tragically, she lost the baby in a motorcycle accident and learned she was now infertile. Devastated, Steffy divorced Liam and returned to Paris. When Steffy returned to LA several months later, her fertility issues were corrected, and she was looking for a second chance, but Liam had already moved on with Hope, so she left again. Coming home stronger, Steffy teamed with Ridge to steal Forrester from Rick and rekindled her romance with Liam. Her cousin, Allie Forrester, blamed Taylor for her mother, Darla's, death, so she took it out on Steffy. But when the redhead attempted to murder her, Steffy accidentally killed Allie in the struggle. Ivy Forrester blackmailed Steffy with a recording of the accident, calling it murder. The arguments between the two women led to Ivy being electrocuted and falling down a flight of stairs, not at the same time though. After Liam disappeared, he was actually suffering from amnesia and being held captive by Quinn. Steffy found happiness with Wyatt Spencer, and they eventually married. Their union was already on shaky ground because she couldn't stand his mother, Quinn, but it really fell apart when Liam returned and got his memories back. She divorced Wyatt and married Liam in Australia. The marriage was doing fine until Liam kissed Sally after they both were trapped in the rubble of the Spectra building. Bill blew up, and they believed they could die. Upset at Liam's confession, Steffy took off and cried on Bill's shoulder, which led to him seducing her into bed. Although he wanted to rekindle things with her, Steffy insisted she only loved Liam. When she learned she was pregnant, Steffy feared Bill could be the father. A paternity test proved it was Liam, but her happiness was short-lived when Liam found the test and walked out on her for sleeping with his father. Hope returned to Los Angeles, and while she claimed to support Liam and Steffy reuniting, she took advantage of Liam's emotionally fragile state and wooed him back to her. Although it looked like Liam was ready to take Steffy back, Bill made it seem as though they were still sleeping together, which led Liam to demand a divorce and almost walk down the aisle with Hope. Steffy was relieved he learned the truth before putting a ring on it, but Bill continued to pursue her relentlessly. After giving birth to their daughter, Kelly, Steffy and Liam seemed poised for a proper reunion, but then they learned that Hope was also now pregnant with his child. Liam proclaimed his love for Steffy and promised they would remain a family, but was hesitant to remarry, and Steffy was shocked to find him kissing Hope backstage at her fashion show. Although Steffy initially agreed to marry Bill in exchange for his shares of Forrester, much to his delight and everyone else's horror, she ultimately decided to choose herself and declare she didn't need or want a man in her life. But as a bonus, Bill still signed over the shares to her. Steffy took charge at Forrester, developing a new intimates line of lingerie, which briefly pitted her against Hope once more. However, with her new attitude, Steffy took the high road and even gave her blessing for Hope and Liam to remarry. Steffy's next order of business was to give her daughter, Kelly, a sister like the one she had loved, and was overjoyed when a beautiful baby girl was available for adoption. Unfortunately, what Steffy didn't realize is that her new daughter, who she named Phoebe, was actually the infant that Hope and Liam believed died during childbirth. With all the drama going on, Steffy decided to go to check on things at Forrester International over in Paris, and brought the babies with her. Upon her return, Steffy found herself bonding with Liam as they raised the baby girls together after Hope pushed him away in her grief. She was happy at the return of her brother, Thomas, and supported his decision to marry Hope, but then the baby swap was exposed and Steffy was absolutely heartbroken. She returned Beth to Hope and Liam, but took advantage of the rift between the couple to see if she could win Liam back. Although Liam remained committed to Hope, Steffy got the upper hand thanks to Thomas, who cued her to kiss Liam just as Hope arrived to see. Although Steffy was happy to have Liam to herself again, eventually the guilt was too much for her and she confessed that it was all part of Thomas' elaborate scheme to get Hope back. Once Thomas' scheme was publicly exposed, Steffy settled into a comfortable life, raising Kelly as a working mom. But that was shattered when she was hit by Bill's car while riding her motorcycle. Thankfully, she was wearing her helmet and survived, but she remains in excruciating pain that she tried to be strong and suffer through. Unfortunately, it was all too much for her, and she began mixing her pain meds with alcohol. And when Dr. John Finnegan wouldn't give her more refills, she went to extreme measures to ease her agony. Steffy kissed Finn, but it didn't change his mind about giving her a refill, just made him realize he couldn't be both her doctor and her boyfriend. Liam found Steffy unresponsive after she downed some of the illegal drugs Vinny secretly sent her and realized she had a problem, and after everyone staged an intervention, Steffy eventually got the help she needed.